And just, I was so inspired when I was thinking about what we had this week so far. This forenoon, it just hit me what we really have, and the responsibility that we have to share it with others. When I think back of this forenoon, I admit I was a little bit nervous. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I went for a walk and just talked with God. I just told him how I felt. And I was outside. I went walking. And I just asked God that he would help me to find the right words to be an inspiration to at least one person. When I was outside walking, I looked down and I saw this rock. I saw this rock laying on the floor, laying on the ground outside. And I thought that looks pretty smooth. And I picked it up and I flipped it over. And it reminded me of people's lives. So many people, we may think they don't need LifeVantage. We may think they're set, money-wise, family-wise, and we may think, prejudge and think they don't need it. But if we look into their lives, if we start knowing them, they have a lot of uneven surfaces in their life. How can we make a difference? I think with God's help, we can all make a difference. I am totally confident that each one of you gained something this week that will help you in your future if you let God in your heart. If you let God work in your heart. Now, I'm from Pennsylvania. I was one of the first. We have any Pennsylvanians? I was one of the first consultants in Pennsylvania, and I was very blessed with an upline. We heard a lot about leadership, about working together, and I can honestly say I wouldn't be here if it wasn't that I had a consistent upline to help me, encourage me, and that's what I want to encourage each and every one of you, to be consistent with your teams, help your teams. There's a lot of hurting people. Like I said, they may look smooth, their life may look smooth on the outside, but there's a lot of rough edges. In 2014, we were struggling in many ways. We had major issues with my health. In fact, the doctors had given me 18 months to live. And we were within 90 days of bankruptcy. We lost almost everything we owned, but we didn't lose the Lord. In February, they had given me 18 months to live. Within 30 days later, my wife had to help me turn over in bed. I'm happy to say that I found a solution to what I was taking, and I'm very happy to be able to take natural things now from LifeVantage. Less than 2 years later, I started back to work. Never thinking at the time that I would be able to work again or be with my wonderful wife and 5 kids. I remember one thing, and I'm not sure why I shared this, I hadn't planned on it, but I remember one night when I didn't think I would make it, I was just asking God what I should do. And it was less than 3 days later, someone called me about something we had advertised just for grocery money, and told me about LifeVantage. A lot of people are wondering, how do we do LifeVantage without computers? I know we heard a lot about social media, we heard a lot about a lot of different ways to do it, but I honestly think we have a lot of tools and we need to use them all. But let's keep it simple. When I think about how these pro-10s, I say pro-10s, is that okay? When I think of how they did it, it was through hard work, shoulder to shoulder, kneecap to kneecap. And when I think about how we build our business, there is nobody going to tell me that you need a lot of technology to do this business. We do a lot of in-home meetings. We do a lot of in-home meetings. We do a lot of one-on-ones. We ask our upline, downline, crossline to do three-way calls for us. And it works. You know, I hear a lot of people, and I admit I heard a lot of people this week saying, I don't know what to do. We can't do this. If you put your heart in it, if you ask your upline or your friends, crossline for help, they will help you. I have never been involved in a company that we had this type of culture. I know we talked about a lot of culture this week. And you know, that's what I love about LifeVantage. It doesn't matter what your past is. It doesn't matter where you came from, where you were born. We all have the same opportunity. We all have the same privilege. And let's share it. Let's put our hearts in it and pour it out to people. When I think back of not having $100 to my name and needing to buy groceries, there's a lot more people like that. There's a lot of people that are hurting. There's a lot of people that are struggling. And when I think of the opportunity that we have with this, it's priceless. Let's remember what we learned this week and put it to action. Because we have so much to share. There's a lot of people that honestly don't have much. Maybe they're looking for something for their health. Maybe they're looking for something for their financial situation. We have something that can help everyone. When I think back about, and I just want to share a quick little story on consistency. We started in 2014. Brian and Holly Highfield are a big part of our life. And when they came to my house the first time, I promised Brian I will have 50 to 75 people there. When he got there, nobody showed up. Zero. So I grabbed my hired hand out of the barn because I had to have somebody. So he came in. He actually shared it with somebody. And it ended up, I remember when Brian left, I said he would never be back. But that's before I knew the culture of LifeVantage. That's before I knew what we had. Think about it. That person that I thought would give up on me didn't. So I am challenging each and every one of you. Don't let people down. We have something that we can share with people. And I have to think of the time we spent with, I can't think of his first name, Andrews. Andy Andrews. I have to think of the time when we spent some time with him on time. And I think about the ripple effect that he talked about. We all remember as little kids, and big kids like me, going to the river and skipping that rock, watching that wave. That's what we can do with LifeVantage. We can make a ripple in the world. We can change people's lives. And there is no reason that people can't do this. We can keep it simple. I feel we make it way too complicated. One thing that I like is introducing, or like we heard, relationships. It's a relationship business. I honestly, I have gotten multiple numbers here, just chatting with people, exchanging phone numbers, and then later I'll follow up with them. And I'll have someone do a 3-way call with me to verify and send them information, whatever they want. I think we have it. We have everything possibly imaginable to make this work. One thing that I would like to encourage you to is if you talk to someone, follow up with them. I'm the first to admit it. That is a mistake that I made. I was very good at calling people or meeting with people, but I was terrible at the follow-ups. And I know that I lost a lot of people that way. In fact, I had a lot of people on my chicken list. Does anybody have a chicken list where you're afraid to contact someone because of what they might think? Well, I'll tell you a funny little story that happened to me, even though I did not think it was funny at the time. I got a call from a cross-line team member, and he said, "Joel, I have a big favor to ask of you." He said, "Would you do a three-way call for me?" I said, "I'd be happy to." Totally delighted to. And I meant it. So I heard who it was. That person was one of the main people on my chicken list. I did the three-way call for him, but I learned from it. I got a lesson from it, and a good lesson. If you don't find that person, if you don't talk to that person, somebody else will. And I was just reminded of that, honestly, this week. I saw someone here that I have known for years and never talked to about it. And I saw him in the crowd, and I'm like, oh my. So don't let that stop you, but let that help you. Because there's so many people that need to hear about it. I feel LifeVantage has more to offer than any other company out there. We have products that work. We have a proven system that works. We have so many people that are willing to help us. So I just want to say thank you to all of you that truly make a difference and truly just pour your heart into it. You know, you're excited now. You're at the event now and you're excited. Let's keep that. And to all of the new people out there, I want to tell you, you are at the right place at the right time. So keep it simple, share from the heart, and I just wish you all God's blessings.